Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, this is Jeebs here, your old composer at the Decomposer Lounge, dissecting your favorite tracks suggested by you. Meshuggah, Rational Gaze. It's been a while since I've done a Meshuggah song. I think I did like 2 or 3 already. The one thing that I do know about Meshuggah is that they're incredible timed signature, messing with your sonic biorhythm, approach with the heaviness of the chugs, the intense vocals and stuff. So I'm pretty sure I'm in for quite a treat here. Also, understanding that Meshuggah was also at the cornerstone of a lot of people's influences that kind of blew up using alternate, and odd time signatures and syncopation and stuff like that. So without a doubt, this is a legacy band in many different ways. Not only obviously in a creative way because of what I just said, but in the powerful performance in which they put on here, only what I've heard on Spotify, but I'm sure at live, it's probably tenfold that energy and the pounding. So anyhow, thank you so much for the support. You guys, did I just snort? What? You guys know that these videos don't monetize my channels, even though you may see ads. It's for the publishers and writers. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee in support of the channel, the link will be down below. Link for the headsets will be down below. The link for my Patreon is down below. You ought to just check that out, and even if you hang out for 1 month, there's a lot of stuff, fun stuff in there that might put a smile on your face or make you go, "Qua?" Anyhow, let's do this. Meshuggah, Rational Gaze. All right. Man, you know what I love about this? The first thing that just really speaks out volumes to me is I love the rhythmical arrangements of the drums behind this, because what's really important to me about this and how I just vibe to certain types of music, they could have gone what I would call stock time on this. So this is the beat. Could have done this, but this half cut, this cut time actually gives more of an anxiety and more of a headbang to me. I mean, I feel like I'm just really getting into this because of the fact that there's all this other stuff going on, in eighth notes and sixteenths and the chugging that's going on in the meter. Well, actually the meter's straight from what I feel, guys. Remember, I don't know everything, but you drummers, musicians and stuff, maybe set me on this. But it feels like, they're staying in 4/4, but what they're doing is they're chunking their syncopations. Their groups are, they're syncopated, coming in, and where you think is the one, and they're going to come in on the one, maybe they're coming in on the end of a 16th or whatever the case is. But I got to go back to the drumming, and especially when the vocals came in, and that's another thing, the vocal arrangement also plays that mind game of time on your head, because he's not coming in on what the perceived one is. His vocals are starting maybe about a beat and a half into the first measure, at least where I'm counting where the first measure is. But something else I want to bring up also about the drums is the 16ths he's running on the hi-hat in the first half of that verse. Listen to that hi-hat. And to me, out of the, I think this is the 4th song I've ever heard of Meshuggah. This so far is my most favorite one, also with the tone of the guitar. But the overall feeling, this is my #1 so far of the 4 that I've already done. So I just had to glam on the rhythmical arrangement decision that was made for the drums on this, and just that whole feel that's grinding away. All right, let's get back. Let me give you a little more here. Here we go.
Devoid of fragmentation, our light induced image of truth, filter blank of its substance, effervesce, while that into intuitive light, everything examined, separated, one thing at a time. The harder we set, the more complete the disintegration. Receptors activated.
Man, that section right there, the change up in the, obviously in the drumming arrangement and stuff, pushes the envelope of the syncopation again. They're still in that square time, so it seems like. But for me, you know what this is teaching me is that there's, you know, the power of sitting into a riff and letting it just grab a hold of you. I think sometimes bands or musicians, you know, be it instrumental or you know, bands that I hear here, you know, sometimes they get out of their riffs too fast, and they don't, for me, I don't get a chance to really lock in and sink in. And this section is actually a repeat from the first time that arrangement came in. Now, I don't recall if the drums were that, if it was this arrangement, but I also loved the fact that there was that long, just that note that's hanging out in the background, because what that does for me is it takes it from this intense rhythmical arrangement and stuff that's just, really, I'm just locked into that. But then when that does that, it kind of like, it's like this like crackle of ambience, you know, kind of an ethereal thing. It belongs there, but it doesn't belong there. But it just kind of gives, it kind of puts you on like you know, like you're starting to come on. You guys, bake masters out there, you start to come on. You're like going, hey, what's going on there? And so I love that section. I love this change up, and I love this section and how they, you know, like I said, they just kind of, you know, modified or not modified, completely different arrangement in the drums and stuff. But the importance of sitting on a riff is paramount.
Perspectives distorted, the ladder beyond thy grasp, the twin that has serpent forever hidden, with the true knowledge, wherein you saw the scene and insanity merge, declared in a unity.
Man, that dissonant arrangement right there, I don't know if you want to call that a lead or something like that. Man, is that dissonant. But listen, you know, the great thing about this mix is it's created a great space for the vocal to fit in and not have to be so punched forward that you're battling with the guitars. So it's in a really super cool pocket. But if you listen to what just happened, go back and, you know, and listen to this on your own. Listen to, they actually have a stereo delay on it. Or they have a reverb that has a long pre-delay on it in stereo. So in other words, we have this dissonant melody line right here, but even though the riff is going and they're going hard left, hard right, the engineering choice of putting this either long pre-delay reverb on it, or a delay on it, taking this mono signal and giving it its own life left and right, but very much behind it. I mean, but I could pull it out, and I'm sure if you go back and listen to it, go back and listen to that section and listen to how it kind of blooms. It hits you here, this weird dissonant melody, but then because of the post effects they have on it, it blooms and hits you hard left and right, which is really, and I'm stoked that I was able to hear that. I was like, wow, I can really hear how clean that was, because you got the beef going on the left and the right, you know. And about the engineering on this too, man, the kick sound on this is just what I would strive for if I was engineering, is that particular kick sound. So, I mean, I know engineers have to have many different kick EQs in their pocket, in their arsenals, just in case in whatever jobs they get hired on, but as far as this kind of stuff, this kills. All right, hang on.
Untouchable, transparent, invisible to our fixed, restricted fields of vision, existence taken for granted, absolute, possessed of control by the common sense effect, original gaze, onward, forever, we walk among the ignorant, never stray from the common lines.
You know, hanging on to that riff like that, I mean, and even choosing to fade out on this riff, you know, really kind of, it's kind of like a slow withdrawal from, like, you know, just taking that last sip kind of thing and just slowly just pulling away and just kind of getting the last bit of that taste in there. There's no two ways about it, from what I'm learning from you guys, because remember, I'm an old composer. Well, I love metal, but I've never really dove into it until I started this channel. I learned a lot from you guys, is how Meshuggah was, or maybe one of the leading paradigm shifts in this type of heavier, darker, you know, time trickery commitment, be it meter time changes, odd time writing, syncopation, or in this case, what it felt like to me, it pretty stuck in the 4/4, but the syncopated arrangements is what gave it kind of an off-time kind of a vibe to it. And once again, let's not, you know, forget the importance of the vocal arrangement, the way he performed the vocals rhythmically. Obviously, I don't know what he's saying, and I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe a lyrical review on one of these Meshuggah videos. Maybe I should do it in a few weeks. What do you think, guys? Because I really don't know what they're saying, but I totally, definitely appreciate the performance of how he's growling or screaming, or how I still am not too. I don't know how to define the terms sometimes between screaming and growling, and so it may sound obvious, but I'm still kind of, I'm a noob at this, so I'm still kind of, is that? But anyhow, guys, thank you so much. I'm so stoked that I got a chance to do this, because this really pumped me up, and. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks yesterday when I did that little, you know, when I got fired from Guitar Center, how, you know, how that changed my life. I know it's a little story time. It's not one of my more famous or more better viewed videos on my channel, but it was kind of fun every once in a while, you know, pop a story out there from my my little journey around the world of music. All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much. If you want to buy me the cup of coffee, link is down below. Link it down below for the Patreon. For this song, Rational Gaze, on Spotify, this will also be, the link will be down below for that. I can't finish any words now. Anyhow, guys, take care. I see you tomorrow. Aloha.